You get to see a magician a lot earlier than I ever did. Plus, you get to see a magician live. When I saw the magician at age 5, it wasn't live. I had to watch him on television. His name was Chuck Jones. Chuck Jones, the Magic Man. He had a show, a cartoon show. He wasn't a cartoon. He wasn't a cartoon, but he played cartoons. So Chuck Jones, this is irritating, isn't it? Have that fade in now. We're just going to turn this off. Don't know what's happening there. No, I put in new batteries. Put in new batteries, so it's not batteries. I know that. Okay, so anyways, Chuck Jones, I watched him on television. He was really pretty cool. He'd have kids like your age. He'd have them come into the TV studio, and they would sit in the audience, and they would watch him do magic. And then they'd break, and they'd do some cartoons, and then they'd come back and they'd do some more magic, and he'd have the kids help them. And then there was more cartoons, and you kids don't know, but maybe some of the adults do. How many adults in here know about Felix the Cat? Yeah, that was one of his favorite cartoons, Felix the Cat. Because Felix the Cat had this really cool magic bag, and he could take this bag, he took it everywhere he went. It was a bag, and all he had to do is he had to turn this bag inside out, and it would be anything that he needed. So if he needed a helicopter, it would be a helicopter. If he needed a ladder, it would be a ladder. If he needed a boat, it would be a boat. He just turned inside out. It was his magic bag. And I liked Felix the Cat. And I liked Chuck Jones. Chuck Jones did so much magic, I don't remember most of it. It was big boxes and things that I'd never seen him before. I'd never... Whoa. What's her name? Hell?
Her name is Kipp, but she is.
That's okay.
Hi, Kate. How are you? You want to see a magic show? This is what my mother used to call a bona fide hissy fit. Nothing's going wrong, it's just a hissy fit. Yeah. Have you ever heard that term? Hissy fit? Yeah, you've heard that before? So anyway, Chuck did all this magic, and most of it I didn't understand, because it was big boxes and things I couldn't relate to. But one day he did something I thought, oh, I'll bet you I could do that. Because here's what he used. Something that I could relate to. He used a plain brown paper sack.
Wow.
Now, I knew what these were used for because my mother would pack my lunch in one of these, send me off to kindergarten. I knew what a magic was used for, but I had no idea you could do magic with it like Chuck did. Here's what Chuck did. He took the brown paper sack, inflated it with his breath, and when he popped it, a bird came out.
Wow. You're pretty much impressive, Kipper. Bravo. Bravo.
I'm sorry. Maybe Chuck didn't pop it. That was a long time ago. That was when I was 5 years old. I'm so sorry about that. Oh my word. Oh, okay, but look, I remember though, it was the paper bag that made me think I could become a magician. I made up my very first magic trick all on my own using a brown paper bag like I'd seen Chuck use. You guys want to see the one I made up?
Sure.
Check this out. I went to the fridge, got my favorite food of the time, ketchup. You like some ketchup?
I do.
Come on, adults, you can admit to it. Your pleasure. Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Here's my magic trick. I took the paper bag, opened it up, and I put the ketchup bottle in the bag. Okay? Now, I waved my hand over it, and I said every magic word I'd ever heard Chuck Jones say. I said abracadabra. I said alakazam. I said hocus pocus. And the ketchup bottle disappeared.
Wow, impressive.
But look, when I did this, my mother would applaud for me. I didn't hear any applause.
And I kept saying bravo, bravo. And I have the phone in my hand.
Now, you know what I found out? I didn't just like the magic, I liked the applause. And when people would applaud for me, it would encourage me to go out and create more magic, so I created phase 2 of this. Phase 2, look, I turn it right side up. I say all the magic words, abracadabra, hocus pocus, alakazam, and the catcher bottle came back.
Wow. Bravo, bravo. That is amazing.
Okay, I can see I didn't fool everybody. Look, I was only 5 years old when I made this up, okay? It was just a start. I've since gone on to become a professional magician, so you know what? I'm like you. I think, oh, that's kind of silly, so I don't do this one anymore.
Wow. Bravo.
Oh, wait. I do remember. It wasn't a bag. It was a balloon.
What? I'm gonna be brave. What's gonna happen?
Look at
Wow.
the birds fly, right?
Yep. That almost flew right to me. Wow.
You can have that. Thank you.
Aww. You're so. You can.
It made it good. Yeah. You couldn't do that. No, you don't. Look. Okay, here's a rule. Here's a rule in magic. Here's a rule in magic. If you know how the secret is done, you don't tell anybody. Do you know why? It's very important. You know where magic happens? It isn't what I'm doing. Magic happens inside your mind.
I know. God, it was.
I know, but if you tell people that, then it ruins the magic that's going on inside their mind. See, look, if you see something and you don't know how it's done, you think, oh, that's magic. But if somebody like him says, oh, look, he did this and he did this, well, it ruins the magic. We don't want to ruin the magic, do we? No, we want to have fun with magic, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, then let's see if I can get that bird.
Face to face.
Okay, I know how I messed up. I was forgetting a magician's most important tool.
A magician
A
wand.
magic wand.
Mine's black and white, though.
With the magic wand. Abracadabra. Alakazam. Hocus. Pocus.
Nothing. Come on. Do it. Do it.
Abracadabra. Alakazam. Hocus. Pocus.
Wow! Woo! That is amazing! Woo! Oh, that's your pet bird that you're talking about?
Can you say, hi, Abby?
Hey, Abby!
You know what her whole name is?
What?
Abby Cadabby.
That's Sesame Street, though, but.
Yeah, this is a ringneck dove. Ringneck doves, you cannot find these in the wild. They're domesticated birds. They're albino. They're totally white, except right at the base of their neck. They got this little pencil line thing that looks like a dirty neck. Look at the bottom of her neck. You see that little dirty line?
Wow.
It's very faint. But all ringneck doves have that little dirty line. Other than that, they're an albino. They have pink eyes and everything else. Just that one little, and that's why they call them ringneck doves. They need people. They love people. They love to be petted. They can't live in the wild. A ringneck dove. I'm going to put her away, though. Let's get her house.
Cool.
This is just her travel home. She's got a much bigger cage in the house, okay? I just use this one here because it's easy to put in the car. Can everybody say goodbye, Abby?
Bye, Abby.
All right, look what you're all right. Oh, I'm so glad I got that bird. You guys, I was beginning to think you wouldn't think I was really a magician, but let me tell you, I got to keep telling you how I became a magician. Oh, did I tell you I was going to tell you that?
Yeah.
How about this? So the magic show today, how about this? How about if I tell you how I became a magician? You want to hear that story?
Sure.
Okay, well, I showed you the first one that I created, the ketchup bottle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it disappeared. Okay, well, let me tell you, when I was growing up, I couldn't afford to go buy magic. I didn't have a lot of money. Who gets an allowance here? Raise your hand if you get an allowance.
I get
Very
allowance
good.
nowadays.
How much do you get in your allowance? How much? $3. How often? $3 when you do chores. What do you get?
I get $1 every good test I get.
$1 every what?
Every 100% test.
Every 100% test that you get. What's your allowance?
Oh, I got it as much as I could buy dinner.
Oh. Now see, when I was growing up, I had to do chores around the house, like wash the toilet, dry the dishes. That was before they had dishwashers. It was a long time ago. And you know how much I got paid? 10 cents a week.
Wow. You earned a lot
I remember
more.
my first raise that I got. My first raise, I went up to 25 cents a week.
Wow.
Hey, I thought I was rich until I went to a magic store. I went to a magic store and I found out everything in the magic store is very expensive.
Yeah.
There
That's
was one trick though. This is the first trick I ever bought. And it only cost me a quarter. But back in those days, a quarter was a lot of money. This was the trick that I bought. It's called a
wow.
ball and vase. Now let me show you why they call it that. See, it's a vase, and inside this vase there's this ball. And if you put this ball in your pocket like this, and then cover the vase back up, you do a magic click with your fingers, and the ball goes from your pocket up to the vase. And then, from the vase, back down to the pocket, and look, once again, the vase is empty, and the ball is back in the pocket.
Wow. Impressive. Bravo. Bravo.
It cost me 25 cents to learn that magic trick. But now that I'm a professional, I learned how to do it better. Look, I put the ball in my pocket. Then I put the lid on the vase. Now the ball goes from the pocket up to the vase. And because I'm a professional now, I show you it's really in the vase.
Wow.
And I put my
Impressive.
go from the vase back down to the pocket. And I show you the vase is once again empty. And the ball really is back in the pocket.
Wow. Woo.
Very first magic trick I ever bought. But I couldn't afford to go buy magic all the time. So you know how I learned magic?
What?
Books.
Whoop.
Books.
Your stuff fell.
Where'd the ball go? Right there, I see it.
It's probably much better.
Okay, so let me tell you how I originally learned magic. It was with books. Now, I don't know if you noticed, back here on this back shelf, they set up a bunch of magic books. There's some that are like magic books that have magic stories, like Harry Potter and stuff like that. Well, that's a wizard. But then there's some books that teach you how to do magic. And that's what I did. I would go to the library and get a book, because books are amazing. You know, books are like this. Every time you open a page in a book,
Wow.
surprise for you. Every single time. No matter every page that you turn and you open up, guess what? There's another surprise in there.
Wow.
Every page, more surprises, more magic. It just keeps coming. Yeah. Books,
Amazing.
they're full of wonder, full of magic, and magic books are really full of magic and wonder. No matter how many times you open the book, it just keeps on surprising you with more and more and more magic.
This is green.
Oh, even more! I thought it was
And the kids keep taking it.
Well, actually, I need to take those back. You don't get to keep them. That was just a demonstration show. Oh, that's a hissy fit. You guys know what a hissy fit is? Yeah. Oh, you know what this is? This is one of the most amazing things in my show, and I'm going to show this to you later. But right now, I'm going to keep telling you how I became a magician. So anyway, I went down to the library, and I checked out these magic books, and I learned magic tricks. And I learned how to make things disappear, couldn't make them reappear.
Wow.
You know why? Somebody had taken that page, ripped it out of the book, and then took the book back to the library.
Wow.
No, you don't do that. And I'll tell you what, it created more problems for me too, because I could make things disappear, couldn't make them reappear, and anytime anything came up missing in the house, I was blamed for it. I got in so much trouble, I just had to figure out how to make things reappear. But somebody ripped that page out of the book, so I had to go down to the magic store. I took all my dimes, all my quarters, took him down to the magic store, told the magician, I'm really a magician. I showed him a couple tricks so he knew I wasn't fibbing to him. I said, here's my problem. I can make things disappear, I can't make them reappear. Can you help me? He says, I can. He said, did you know that when things disappear, they're not really gone? No. I said, I didn't read that in the book. Where do they go? And he says, well, they're just invisibly floating here in the air. I said, well, how do you get them back? And he says, oh, I'm glad you asked. He says, I have here, from lands far away, a crystal box. And with this crystal box, you can reach up in the air and grab anything that's disappeared and bring it back in the box.
Wow.
I said, oh, come on, show me. He says, okay. He says, you see those right there? And he reaches out.
Wow. That's impressive.
I bought the box. Boy, this saved me from getting into so much trouble, because now, not only could I make things disappear, but I could make them reappear. But you don't know that for sure yet, do you? Okay, so let me demonstrate. Here I have these scarves that I just got out of the air. Red scarf, white scarf. That's 2 items.
I know.
Everybody here has 2 eyes, right?
Yeah.
Ah, which eye will watch the red scarf? The right? Which eye will watch the white scarf?
Left
Go
one.
left. Very good. Keep both eyes up here. Red scarf, white scarf. Right there. Don't go cross-eyed on me. I'm going to show you both sides of this white one so you know there's no hanky-panky going on.
Cool.
See, the adults always get that. The kids don't. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put this over my hand. Make a little pocket for the red one. Put the red one inside the white one. And who knows some magic words?
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra is good. There's a better one for this. Hocus pocus, that's it. I'm poking it. Hocus pocus. Well, we already did the hanky-panky, right? Now we're going to do the hocus pocus. Do not turn yourselves around. Keep both eyes right up here. The left eye and the right eye. Get it all poked in there. Everybody, please, say the magic word.
Hocus pocus. Wow. Bravo. Bravo. Woo. I see my arms.
Wait, I have to get it back. Now, like I said, I bought that box when I was just a kid. I have now gone on to become a professional magician. I no longer need the box. I can get things back using only my mouth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, you see it right there? Look, right here.
Ooh. I see sun. See your cheeks puffed up. Ooh. Wow. It's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah.
Okay, so now I became a real magician. I could make things disappear. I could make them reappear. But I had to look around for other things that I could do magic with. Things around the house, because I couldn't just go to the magic store and buy more magic. It was too expensive, and I only made 25 cents a week. So I found something around the house that was really cool that I could do magic with. A deck of playing cards.
Ooh.
How many of you have playing cards around the house? Oh, yeah.
That's
These are
cool.
real inexpensive. Anybody can play. Who knows what this one is? Two of what?
Two.
Clubs. Very good.
Clubs.
2 of clubs. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take out the rest of the deck. We'll put this 2 of clubs in as the top card on the deck. Here we go. Top card. And this happens really fast. Don't take your eyes off of it. Don't even blink. It happens right there.
Wow! Bravo! Bravo!
I can get it back. Look right over here. Aha!
Wow! Look!
Look at that, another crystal box, and inside of it.
Wow!
Cards. We'll open this up. Look at this. What was that top card?
2.
2 of clubs.
Wow! Impressive.
Okay, now this is kind of a medium-sized audience. You know, I play big audiences, and when I do really big audiences, these cards are not big enough. See people in the back, can you see what these cards are when I go through them?
Yeah.
Which one's that? Quick, tell me. Tell me. Tell me. Yeah, they can't see. See, you get too far back, these are too small. So when I get in a big show like this, or bigger, I use a big deck of cards.
Wow!
And it's just like a regular deck, except it's for stage work. You see, it's much bigger. They're all different, but bigger, easier to see. Back there in the back, what's that one? That one? That one? Yeah, see, they can see these better, right? Okay, so here I need a helper. Yeah, come on up here. Come on.
And can someone hold my camera for me?
Here, I will.
Thanks.
Show everybody else, and nobody tell me what it is. Okay? Everybody just get a look at it. Now, before we started, Gracie said she wanted me to use the small deck. You got a good look at this?
Yeah.
Gracie, what I'm going to do, I'm going to fan this deck out into a nice fan like this. And what I want you to do is bury that big card in there somewhere face down so I can't find it.
That's big card.
Right there. Okay, now my job as a magician is to find Gracie's card.
It's easy.
And it's harder than it looks.
Yeah.
Now, if I left it fanned out like this, it would be kind of easy. So I'm going to square it back up so it makes it really impossible to find the location that Gracie hid that big card. My job again as a magician is to find Gracie's card. Let's do it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
What?
Oh! Queen of Hearts! Queen of Hearts! Thank you. Give Gracie a round of applause. Go ahead, go for it. Thank you, thank you. Huh?
And I'm picking them up since I know.
See, Gracie saw me when she was 12 years old, and she's just loved magic ever since. Who in here so far loves magic ever since? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'd like to see you 4 years from now and see if you're still doing it. Thanks, Gracie.
You're welcome.
You know, there's something else. Somebody told me earlier when we came in here, was it you that said you knew mentalism? And we all knew what that number was. Mom came back in and sat down behind her and started rubbing her head like this. and found the right number. Yes, way. It's called mentalism. And I've got another mentalism trick. Katie, I have here a deck of cards. Okay? But you have to pretend. Okay, I'm going to toss it to you. And it's one of the big decks. Okay? I'm going to toss it to you and I want you to catch it. It's all pretend. Ready? Here we go. And catch it. Oh, good. You got it? Okay. And pour all the cards out into your hand and hand him the box. You keep the cards. You got the cards? He's just got the box. Okay, very good. Now I want you to look through those cards. Look at the faces. Look through the cards and find a card that you like. Both remember the value and the suit. You know what the suits are? Hearts, diamonds, clubs, spades. You know those? Okay, so find your favorite card. Find the number and the suit. You find it? Okay, now take that card, pick it up, turn it around backwards, and put it back in the deck. There you go. Very good. In the middle somewhere, right? Okay, square it all up. Get the box from him. Put him in the box. Close the box up. Do you remember the card you looked at? Value and suit, right? Okay, throw me up the box. Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I had you sit down too much. Stand up. Tell everybody what was the card you turned around backwards in this. The 2 of clubs. Everybody hear that? That's right, right? 2 of clubs? That's the card she turned around backwards. Okay, great. You can sit down now. Okay, everybody, let's see.
Do you want me to help you, Kipper?
Hold on.
Yes. Remember, I met him when I was 12. 16.
Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see if we can find it. It's in here somewhere. It's the one that's turned around backwards, right? None of them are? Three of them are?
Yeah.
What? What are you looking at? I don't see any of them turned around backwards. Oh, that's because I'm looking at the faces of them. Huh? No, I'm looking at the faces of them. Turn it around.
Yeah.
See? That's better.
Let's see. The one in the middle?
You found it. Woo!
Okay. Oh, that's mentalism. But done with cards. See, cards are amazing. You can do all kinds of magic with cards. But that isn't good enough. You have to do magic with other stuff, like this. Did I tell you about this?
No.
This is one of the coolest things in my show. I'm going to show this to you in just a little bit. I'm going to show that to you in a bit. But right now, I want to draw your attention to this. Right here. Inside here is my other pet. You saw Abby Cadabby, right?
Correct.
Inside here is Jasper.
Ooh.
Jasper, he's a ghost.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you see it in there?
No.
Not yet.
They're invisible. And Jasper is kind of a shy ghost. He's kind of a shy ghost. But I've had him long enough, I figured out some neat things about him. Check this out. He's so shy that if I open this up, Jasper stays in the box. But I know how to get him out. I've had him long enough. I figured this out. If I take the cloth and cover him back up again, now you can't see Jasper. So he figures you can't see him. But if you call him, he may come out.
Jasper! Jasper! Wow, he's coming. Come on up, Jasper.
Oh, wait. I think you're going to have to do it all together and a lot louder. Say, Jasper, come out!
Jasper, come out!
Whoa! You guys want to see Jasper?
Yes!
Here. Oh, okay. Oh, doggone it. Okay. I forgot. Jasper's invisible. I can't see him now. You guys call him back. Say, Jasper, come back!
Jasper, come back!
No, Jasper, come back! No, Jasper! Come here. Get your box. No. Get your box.
Yeah.
Okay. Jasper is not as well behaved as Abby is, so I'm going to put Jasper away. Can everybody say, goodbye, Jasper?
Bye, Jasper!
But you know, I do like Jasper for one thing. He taught me something really cool. You want to see what he taught me? Check this out. This takes lots of concentration, so everybody be quiet. Here we go. This is what Jasper taught me.
Wow, the table's flying. Whoa.
Whoa!
Whoop.
You dropped your flower.
Whoa!
Yep, and I was about to catch it.
Okay, you know what? I don't think Jasper went back in his box. I think Jasper's still on the table. He's a mischievous ghost. Jasper, get back in your box. Whoa. Okay, give Jasper a round of applause. That's a pretty cool thing that he taught me, huh? You guys like Jasper?
Yeah.
I know some of you, when I told you he was a ghost, you started scampering away, but you're okay, right? Who
Yeah,
thought that was cool?
I
It's not nearly
did.
as cool as this. This is one of the coolest things in my show. And I'm going to show this to you in just a little while, so don't go anywhere. Because this is so cool.
Wow.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Oh, I'm getting so winded. Hold on. Oh. You know, when you're a kid, you can run around like this all day long and it doesn't wear you out. But when you get to be an old folky like me, Matter of fact, you know what? I think I even need to stop and have a little lunch. You guys mind? Hold on.
Pizza.
Oh yeah. Yeah, pizza. One of my favorite foods. Here we go. Yeah. You guys don't mind if I have pizza, do you? I'll tell you what. I will share this pizza with you if you can tell me where the pizza is. This one here? No!
The left one.
Oh, you meant this one over here? No!
There.
I already showed you this one.
Wow.
What? I showed you that one. Well, come on. Come on, guys. If you do this one,
That's incredible.
yes, it is. It's right there. I'm not going to eat this whole plastic. That's no good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt Jasper.
I don't know. I was just feeling exhausted. Maybe I'll just take another drink of water. How about that?
Yeah.
Take a drink of water. We'll continue. Want to hear more about how I became a magician?
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking around the house. Oh, when I was reading books, I didn't just read magic books. I read other kinds of books. And there was this one book that I read that it was talking about an Eastern Indian kid. And he had a turban on his head. And he's sitting on the ground, and right next to him is this wicker basket. And he's got a flute, and he's playing this flute. And when he plays the flute, out of the wicker basket comes a rope and stands straight up in the air. And I thought, now wouldn't that be cool if I could make a stiff rope? So I found some rope around the house, and I said, let's see what we can do with this. Let's see if I can make a stiff rope. Stiff rope!
You're holding it.
Oh, would you be more impressed if I let go of the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see what.
Stiff rope!
You're holding it. You're still
Of course
holding
you gotta
it.
hold it. You thought I was going to let go of this end, though, didn't you? Okay, let's do that. Stiff rope!
No. Shake your hand off that.
How about sideways? Stiff rope!
You're holding it.
You
Let's
gotta
hold
hold it or it falls to the ground. No, look, I tried so many different ways to make this work. I could not figure it out.
Wow.
I thought, well, what do I do with rope? What? No. That's left. No, but I got thinking there's got to be something I can do with ropes. So I was looking around for ropes, and I finally found some. I thought, oh, look at this. Look at this right here.
Yeah,
Wow.
that will work.
Look at this. Oh, wait. Those aren't even the same size. What size is that one?
That's more of a small piece.
This is the big rope. The big rope. Yes. Yeah, what size is this one here?
A medium.
Bigger.
Like more
Yeah, you see
bigger.
it's bigger than my big. That's my big rope. This is bigger. What size is this one?
The biggest.
No. Bigger than my bigger. Yeah, because this is my bigger rope. This one's bigger than my bigger. But you mentioned biggest. I'll get to that, I promise. I will get to the biggest. Okay, right now I want to do a little test, find out how smart you guys are. If I have 3 ropes that are different sizes, how many ends would I have?
About like 6.
6?
6.
You want to count just to make sure nothing funny's going on?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Very good. Okay, now here's a logic test. If I have 3 ropes that are different sizes with 6 ends, are the ends different sizes? No, it's the ropes that are different sizes. The ends are the same size, the ropes are different sizes. And that's very important because look at this. If I take 3 same size ends, apply it to my 3 different size ropes, I now have 3 same size ropes because they all have same size ends.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
1, 2, 3 ropes, all the same size.
What?
Impressive.
All right, closer we get to the biggest. Here's how we get to the biggest. We take these 3 same size ropes, we tie them all together.
Yeah.
This is going to
Ooh.
make our what?
Biggest.
Biggest.
Biggest rope. Thank you for paying attention. There you have it, my biggest rope.
Wow.
But did you notice that I tied 2 different kinds of knots?
What?
Probably not till I mentioned it anyways. Look at this. This is called a granny knot. My granny taught me that. This is called a slip knot. I learned that in the Boy Scouts. And I learned that slip knots are really helpful for magicians because look, with a slip knot I can slip it down the rope.
Wow.
Whoa! You thought that looked cool? Raise your hand.
Flip it off.
Okay, I didn't do it because it looked cool. I did it for another reason. Remember when I started, I didn't have the biggest rope, did I? I didn't have 3 same size ropes, did I? Now when I first started, I had the big rope on this end. Now this end down here, I had the bigger rope. And in the middle, the bigger rope.
Wow.
Okay, I gotta tell you another story. Remember I went to the magic store. I didn't tell you this part. When I got there was something really cool hanging on the wall over here.
What?
Oh, it was gorgeous. It It was called the Ancient Chinese Linking Rings. Who's ever heard of that? Adults, kids, whatever. You've heard of it? You've heard of it? You guys have heard of it? Okay, for those of you who haven't heard of it, they're big metal steel rings. And they link and they unlink. Oh, it's gorgeous. And I asked the magician, I said, how much is that? And he said, $150. Now, you remember, I was only making 25 cents a week. I knew I would never own those linking rings, but I wanted them. They were so good. They just made my heart go like this every time I looked at them. I got thinking, wait a minute, I'm a magician. Maybe I can make my own linking rings out of something less expensive like ropes.
Wow.
Yeah, so here's what I did. I grabbed my ropes and I tied the ends together. This is being creative. Okay, if you're going to be a magician, you have to be creative. And I tied the ends together like this. And there we go. I made a ring out of rope. I'm on to something here. So I grab another rope and I tie its ends together. And I make another ring out of rope. Finally, a third rope. Oh, don't do that. Third rope, tie its ends together. And just like this, I now have 3 rings made out of rope. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with this, you'll be amazed. For those of you who are familiar with the linking ring, you also should be amazed. I take one ring, and basically the concept is this. You link it up to the other ring like this.
Wow.
Take
Impressive.
the third ring, and also link it up like that. And there you go. There you have rings linked up, just made out of rope.
Wow. Bravo. Bravo.
That's only half the magic. The other half is, once you get them linked, you must also be able to get them unlinked like this.
Wow.
And like this.
Wow.
Aha! But these did not satisfy. They did not satisfy. And you know why? Because they were made out of rope. They didn't shine like the ones in the magic store. They weren't made out of metal. They didn't reflect the sunlight and gleam. And I didn't like these. It was a good start, but I wanted the metal ones. Now, you kids may not be aware of this. The adults will know what I'm talking about. When I was growing up, we didn't have the internet. What we had was mail order catalogs.
Wow.
Yep, mail order catalogs. If there's something we wanted that wasn't in the store, we had a mail order catalog. You could go through and find them. Sometimes you could find them cheaper if you didn't mind waiting a long time to get it. And I found the ancient Chinese linking rings in a mail order catalog, and they only wanted $50. Not $150 like the store. $50.
Wow.
I begged and I pleaded with my dad. I said, Dad, please, would you give me these linking rings from the mail order catalog for my birthday? I'll do anything. I'll do more chores. I'll mow the lawn. I'll fold the clothes too. I'll wash the dishes instead of just dry them. Anything. Just give me that linking ring. And he said, okay.
What?
Oh, I think it's because I used the word please. I found out that was a magic word too.
I learned that when I was growing up.
And 6 weeks after my birthday, it showed up. My first Chinese linking ring.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought when I saw it in the catalog, because it looked like this. But when I got it, I turned it over and, ooh, it looked like that. I went, oh, that's not so wow. Much thinner than the ones I saw at the magic store. Plus, they only sent me one ring. Yeah, I'm like, how do you link one ring to itself? Aha! My very first lesson in marketing. See, they thought, now because I'm partially invested with one ring, I'd go ahead and send them another $50, buy another ring, and maybe another $50, and I'd have 3, and then I'd be having just as much as I paid for the ones down at the magic store, but flimsier.
Wow.
I didn't do it, and it wasn't for any of those reasons. The main reason was this. I wanted the ancient Chinese linking rings. I found out this was not a ring. This was a square.
Wow.
I know, I didn't want the ancient Chinese linking square, so I didn't buy the rest of them. But, what to do? The solution came to me at a birthday party. I went to a birthday party. They had a magician there. And I saw this magician do this really cool trick. I'll show it. Because it forever changed my life.
Oh, yeah.
Check this out. The magician had some money. He had 50, 100, pay attention, 100, 150, 200, 250, $300. Now what the magician was able to do was spend 50, 100, $150, and when he was done, he had 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, $300 left.
Wow. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. I could not wait for that birthday party to get over with. I went running down to the magic store at the end of that birthday party, told the magician I didn't have these, so I had to tell him this. I said, look, I just saw a magician do this. He had 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, $300. He was able to spend 50, 100, $150, and when he was done, he had 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, $300 left. Do you have that magic trick? He says, well, let me get this straight. So what you're saying is the magician had 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, $300. He was able to spend 50, 100, $150, and when he was done, he had 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, $300 left. I said, yes, that's it. You have it. He said, yeah, I do. I said, great, how much is it? He said, $150.
What?
Yeah, cool.
Okay, how about this? I said, how about this? I said, would you be willing to give me the magic trick first and then let me pay you for it? He says, kid, I like the way you think. You're going to grow up to be a great magician someday. He says, just because you were brave enough to ask, he says, I will do that. He reaches under the counter. He gets it out. I check. I have 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, $300. He said it was 150, so I paid him 50, 100, 150. I double checked. I still have 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, $300. But
wow. The money just kept going and going.
I said, now, more importantly, what I want is that up there. The ancient Chinese linking rings. And I know I've been in here before. I know they're $150. So I paid him 50, 100, $150. I checked. I still have 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, $300.
Wow.
And most importantly, I had the professional version of the ancient Chinese linking rings.
Wow.
Victory was mine. I finally got what I wanted. But you know what? He made me give him a promise that day. He said, son, now because I was nice enough to give you this money trick and let you pay me for it later, he says, you have to be nice enough to teach somebody this magic trick. I said, what? I thought magicians were supposed to keep the secrets. I told you that, didn't I? And he says, well, we are. But he said, also, we have another thing. He says, you have to be willing to pass magic on to the next generation. Otherwise, magic will just die with us. It made sense. So today, I'd like to fulfill that promise. There's somebody in here who must really want to become a magician. I know you do. You've already been practicing, haven't you?
And I will begin to in my time.
For the benefit, I'm going to use you back there, just because you're bigger and tall and everybody can see. Come on up here. What is your name? Evan. Everybody give Evan a round of applause. Okay, Evan, pay attention here. I have here 1, 2, 3, 4 solid rings of steel. Now, you remember what I did with the ropes? The basic effect is this. You take the rings, you rub them together, they get linked up like this.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay? But that's only half the trick. Once you get them linked, the other part is you have to rub them apart like that and get them unlinked. Okay? I'm going to teach you several ways to do this, Evan. Take this ring, examine it all the way around. Tell me, do you see any holes in that ring whatsoever? Evan, what about this hole right here? all right. It's a big hole. A lot of people miss it. I mean, see, look, it goes right past their eyes, you know. Okay, but without that hole, it's not going to work, Evan. But that's the only hole you see, right?
Yeah.
I've got one too, right? Very good. I want you to hold your ring like this. Aim it to me. Put your other hand out like this. Oh, like this. Not down here. Yeah, like this. Okay? Now, this is called a slam link. Hold it here. I'm going to take my ring. I'm going to slam it against yours. And when I do, they will link up. That's why they call it the slam link. Okay? You with me? You paying attention? I'm teaching you now. Okay. Hold it up straight. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow! Impressive.
Okay. This one is called the kiss.
Ew!
No, come on. It's not like kissing a boy or kissing a girl. It's more like blowing a kiss. That's all right, isn't it?
No!
That's for
Let me
grown-ups.
see you blow a kiss. Can you do it without using your hand? Here, try it. Just blow a kiss at the end.
Wow! That's amazing.
Very good. Okay, now what you're going to do, don't do it right now. We'll do it together. But what you're going to do is you're going to drop one ring and only one ring. And when you do, that one ring is going to fall down here and run into the one that you're still holding on to. When it does, it's going to link up.
Okay.
And there's going to be something else that happens at exactly the same time. As soon as that one falls down and links up, the one that you're still holding on to is going to feel twice as heavy, and it's going to try to yank it out of your hand. Don't let it yank it out of your hand, okay?
Hold tight.
Move your toes back just because he can drop this. I've had kids, they say okay, but they still drop it. Okay, hold it up. Let's do this together on the count of 3. 1, 2,
2, 3. Wow. Bravo. Bravo.
Okay, now Evan, that was kind of a lackluster applause. I've learned, becoming a professional magician, how to get better applause. You want to learn that? Look, if you take this bottom ring and spin it, people will applaud louder than they did before. Go ahead, give that a big spin like this.
That's amazing.
A little trick I picked up on. I actually would do even better than that. If you spin it really fast, not only are they going to applaud louder, but they're going to move, they're going to holler, they're going to stomp their feet on the floor, they're going to make all kinds of ruckus. But you have to spin it very fast. Ready? Go! Feels good, doesn't it? Yeah. See, that's almost better than the magic itself. Okay. But anyway, once you got them linked now, Evan, now the idea is to get them unlinked. This one here is kind of cool. I like this one. I call this one the dance. The reason I call it the dance, oh, stay behind the ball line. Stay behind the ball line. The reason I call this the dance is it's sort of like two ballet dancers. And as they pirouette around each other, they just come undone like this.
Wow.
And you use any one of the 3 methods you like to get yours unlinked, and I'll show you the fourth and final way. It's called the long distance link, where you put one way up high on your shoulder. Now you have to get them undone again. Get one up high on your shoulder, one down here in your hand, and as it falls, now get it undone again. Get one up on your shoulder, one down in your hand, and as it falls off your arm, down
Still
your arm, links up like that. Whoa! You're faster than I am. Hey, let's give Evan a round of applause. Okay, now, I've been doing so much of this for the kids. I really want to do something for the adults. I need a woman who has a ring that they can still get off of their finger. Hopefully, not just a band, something that's distinguishable, like with a stone. You got something? You got, let me see.
Oh.
Part ways, kids here. Let us through. Bring it up. Very nice. A nice solitaire stone. Look at that. Huh? Silver.
You can't play with my wedding ring.
Oh, this is your wedding
No, I
ring?
said you can't play with the wedding ring, but you can play
Wait,
with that.
that's.
That's
Let me see that one.
somebody's getting evidence. Video.
Oh, here. Keep this one. I'll keep this one. Oh, this is nice. Still silver, still a solitaire, but now we have the addition of a couple of extra, and rubies.